100 best questions every coach should ask. I want you to take the book and burn it away. So tell me, what's the one best question to ask? Well, I always tell them this. I say, hey, it's not about the question. It's more than the question itself. It's about the questioning. Hey everyone, it's Jedi here at Coaching Genius Lives. So glad you can join us in this video. Well, today we're going to talk about the difference between powerful questions and powerful questioning. Now, too often, many people have asked me, hey Jedi, can you give me a list of powerful questions I can ask my clients, and my negotiation skills, maybe my conversation skills as a coach, as a speaker, as a mentor. Do you have a set of questions that I can ask my clients to really get deep transformation for them? Now, so one of the false premise many of us have seen is this, right? We want to rush into the set of questions. We want to have the best 10 questions to ask, the best 5 questions. So tell me, what's the one best question to ask? Well, I always tell them this. I say, hey, it's not about the question. It's more than the question itself. It's about the questioning. There's a big difference between questions and questioning. So I always tell coaches, I say, hey, if you come across a book that says this, 100 best questions every coach should ask, or the top 10 questions every negotiator should ask, or the top 10 questions every salesperson should ask, I want you to take the book and burn it away. All right, and that's really real. I said, take the book, tear it away, burn it away, because that is a deception from the pit of hell. Because why is this true? Because it's not about questions. If there are 10 powerful questions, if there are 100 powerful questions, if there are the only 25 questions that can really change lives, then anybody who reads the question would be able to change their lives. Because the truth is this, the truth has been robbed by many people from the publication industry, from the media industry, from even so-called experts who claim to be experts or claim to be gurus, but they are not real gurus or experts. It's one thing to be good at what you do, it's another thing to be able to teach others to be good at what they can do as well. So one thing I love to do in the coaching process is to be accurate in what I deliver, accurate in what I teach, what I coach, what I mentor people, because there's a big distinction between powerful questions and powerful questioning. Because guess what? Questions in and of itself never changes lives. I say that again. Questions in and of itself never change lives. Why? Because when you take a question out of its context and I try to, put it into a different context itself, it changes meaning. So questions are neither powerful nor not powerful. Questions are just questions. There's neither a good question or bad question. And I've heard this as well. How many of you have heard this thing said? It's do not use the word why. Stop using the word why. How many of you heard that before? Put them in the comment section below. Say, yes, my school has taught me that, my coaching school has taught me that, my training school has taught me that, or my sales school has taught me that. Do not use the word why. My question back to the many of the schools out there said, why? Why don't you use the word why? Why is not a bad word. So I've heard some of the coaching schools out there and say, oh, maybe our approach should be asking how. How do you go about this? What should you do? Don't use why. And it's really, really, really saddening to hear because they lost the sense of what really powerful questioning is and not just the questions in and of itself. Now, if you think about this, it's not about just saying, hey, not just changing the first prefix of changing the why to what, to when, to how. No, questioning, it's more complex than that. If it was so simple, anyone just taking a book and just converting that would be able to do that. And why are people still not able to create transformation? You don't need a book to create transformation. What you want is someone to be able to ask you that one question that can radically change your life, that can help you pivot away from where you are to where you want to be. Because it takes a question to change your life. Right? Questions do change lives, but it's not the questions in and of themselves, but the questioning process that's going to change your life. So I say this again, questions in and of itself never changes lives, but when you ask that question in the right moment, the right context, in the right pace, in the right inflection, in the right tone, in the right manner that feeds and feeds the context and the listener, guess what? In that moment, that question becomes a powerful question. That entire process is called powerful questioning. So we are more focused on the powerful questioning process than the questions itself. Because guess what? The questions will come. Questions are a byproduct of you being able to be present in the moment, being able to listen and hearken attentively to the client, listening beyond the words, listening to the totality of the person, and listening deep within what the person is saying and the subtext of what the person is not saying, and also the entire body language, the eye expression, the energy levels, even the micro shifts in the body as well will give you something the client is saying as well. It's not just the words that are coming off the mouth, but also the entirety of things. So powerful questioning goes beyond just what's spoken. It also goes beyond that because guess what? Just by my body language, even without me asking a single question, I'm actually conveying a question to you. I could pause like this, create moments of silence, and it can be one of the most radically loud questions ever. Why? Because it's nothing to do with the questions. It's everything to do with the questioning. So then, Jedi, then how do I actually proceed with my questioning process? Because if it's just about questioning, then wouldn't it be something that everyone can do? Wouldn't it be something easy for all of us to do? But why is it that people are still teaching about questions? Because this one thing is true. Many people, they're only speaking based on information. They're only speaking based on what they think they know, but they never quite understand the big difference between questions and questioning. So today I'm going to share with you some strategies where you can employ to help you get better at questioning. Not questions, but questioning. Because guess what? If you can learn the secrets of questioning, guess what will happen? You would then be able to ask powerful questions, because powerful questions comes as a byproduct of you being able to access the questioning process much effectively. We talk about this, we go more deeper in our OMG book. By the end of the year, we're going to launch an amazing book. And we also talk about this in our class, Mastering Coaching, Team Leadership Performance Coaching, and also our signature program, which is Conversational Intelligence Mastery, or Coaching Intelligence Mastery. It's one of the most exciting programs where we take coaches from PCC level to MCC level. It's an amazing program that if you've not attended, you should join one of our classes as well. So back to the powerful questioning. Powerful questioning has several key nuances. It's not just the way this question is structured, but also the ability for you to listen. Because guess what? Questions demonstrates the level of listening you have on the client, level of listening you have about the topic, level of listening you have that you're tuning to whatever the client is saying and around them. It's not just the words that's in front of them, but you're also listening to the totality of the client, how the client plays a part in the entire ecology that they're facing right now. So I'm going to share with you some tips that can really help you radically change the way you question. Because if you can learn this one thing, I will guarantee you, your coaching, your conversations, your negotiations, your sales, your speech will never stay the same. Are you ready for this? So let's take a look at this. Number one, questioning the belief around the issue. Questioning the belief around the issue. So what you want to do in the very first process is to question around the belief of what the client is thinking about. Because why is the client believing in that right now? What is the underlying belief that the client has about that particular issue? What goes beyond that? Is there something else the client is not telling me? Is there something else the client is not saying that he or she should be saying, right? So what is the client not saying at this moment? We want to address and question about the beliefs behind the issue, behind the problem, behind the situation, behind the conflict. What is the client really believing about this situation right now? So that's one approach, right? Questioning around the beliefs about the particular topic. The second strategy you want to do is this: questioning the emotions that surround the matter. Questioning the emotions that surround the matter. So really in this process, it's about questioning what is the result of, what's the resultant emotions that's arising out of the conflict the client's facing. Because sometimes, suppose you're faced with an inner conflict and you just feel so distraught by it. If you feel so down, you feel so dejected by it. So we want to explore those feelings there. We want to explore what's really happening in those feelings with the client. What is real for the client? What's the client really feeling? How is the client moving and navigating in this process? And how can we as coaches really help them to navigate the entire feelings that they're feeling about the situation? Because sometimes the feelings are the ones that's impeding them from moving forward. It's not the logic. Logically, they say, yes, I need to move forward. But the feelings is overwhelming them. For example, when I was coaching a client who was so afraid to get into the swimming pool, and the swimming pool was only knee deep, it was only children's height, it's impossible for her to drown there. Well, there's some cases that you might, but it's really impossible for an adult who can stand up above the water to drown in the shallow waters. But you know what? The logic is telling her, hey, it's only knee deep, it's not going to be scary. Anyway, you do bathe in the shower, right? So rain is coming upon you. But what is the big difference here? Well, it's actually emotions. Emotions override logic. I say that again. Emotions override logic, and no wonder people get gripped. People get chained down by fear. People get put back by fear, because fear is one of the strong emotions that's holding people back. So this is a clue. You can either allow your emotions to override your logic, or you can allow your emotions to support your logic. What are you going to do that with your emotions? So question around that process. Number 3, What you want to do here as well is questioning about the patterns and the hidden connections. Questioning about the patterns and hidden connections. So beyond what is spoken, beyond what is said, you want to go beyond that and you want to say, hey, are we hearing common words here? Perhaps the client is saying this repeated word again and again and again, or the client is saying a particular phrase that was standing out. It's kind of interesting that the way the client say this phrase, so that was standing out. And how do we circumnavigate that? How do we use that and forward the questioning process? So when you identify some of these, patterns, you want to highlight to the client and reflect back to them. And also, sometimes clients may bring forth, 2 or 3 or 4 seemingly connected or interconnected or seemingly juxtaposed that seems to be juxtapose each other or seems to contradict each other, and that's when you want to also check for the connection of thoughts, connection of ideas, connection of issues, because sometimes in those processes as well you want to go deeper than what the client is actually asking you, because in that process if you can go deeper, guess what, it's going to happen, your clients now were able to find deeper sense of clarity about the issues, deeper sense of understanding as well. So in a questioning process, it's not so much about the way the questions are structured, but more about how do you go about structuring the questions. We spent an entire module, right, hours after hours, days after days to refine this process of helping you become a better questioner, and through the questioning process. Too often many coaches say, okay, tell me the questions, tell me the set of questions. When they come and tell me, say, hey, Jedi, is there a set of questions that I can use to pass my PCC, or is there a set of questions that I can use to pass my MTC? And I tell them this, by you asking me that question, it tells me that you need to relearn the entire coaching process again. It tells me that you really need to relearn what coaching really is, because that question reveals a lot about your belief around coaching. So the next time if you come to me and ask me, Jedi, can you give me a set of questions? My first thing to you is this: have you attended one of our programs? Because perhaps you have listened, to many of the teachers out there or mentors out there who tell you that, hey, this is a set of questions that will help you with this, and that actually will cause more detriment to your progress as a coach than it does if you had learned the secrets of questioning than questions itself. Now, if you'd like to learn more about how you can go about improving your questioning process, I encourage you to join one of our classes, because our classes, we focus on the questioning process, helping you become a questioner, not just memorizing a set of questions, or not just, reversing some word order, or just changing the prefix of things or changing the suffix of things, but really becoming good and precise in your questioning process. Now, to me, coaching is a conversational mastery, which means to say every single day we want to practice deeper and deeper and deeper and get better at our coaching skills, because the better we are at coaching, guess what happens? Our clients will experience the breakthrough and transformation. Transformation follows after the heels of powerful questioning, not powerful questions. The questioning process will show up the powerful questions in them. Okay, but we don't pursue the powerful questions, we pursue the powerful questioning, thereby producing the amazing transformation that we want to see in the coaching conversation. Sometimes in this process, we call it the catalytic conversations. Why? Why is it called catalytic? Because think about this, enzymes are catalysts for change. So as a coach, you are the catalyst. You are the catalyst for change for the client's life, but it's in how you're actually delivering the message. It's in how you're delivering that observation. It's in how you're delivering the questioning process to help the client see the world in a better way. So hope you gain some benefit out of this short video here that we have for you today at Coaching Genius Lives. So if you really want to get in touch with us, do remember check out the description box, because we have a lot more videos there as well, and check out our playlist, because I want you to watch all the videos that we have, because every single video, it's a layer on to help you improve your coaching skills, your conversational skills. So this video is not just for coaches, it's for leaders, for speakers, for individuals who say, hey, I want to improve my conversations today. I want to get better at it. I want to make a difference in people's life. If that's you, and I want you to take the next step forward, give us a thumbs up, share this video with someone else who might benefit from this, and also do connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also do remember to email us and get engaged with us, because we have a lot of exciting stuff in the coming weeks and coming months ahead. So until next time, this is Jedi here at Coaching Genius Lives. God bless.